Here we are, week 10. It's already mid-season. And now, teams are now going to fight for playoff spots. And it's going to be beautiful. Steelers go Super Bowl, maybe? Oh, my buddy Abel just texted me. Let's see what this is. Hey, bro, just letting you know that you might not be able to come over Sunday because I might have to work that morning. Oh, no, you don't. Oh, no, you don't. Not if I had anything to say about it. Hey, Blood Demon! Yo. I was wondering, can you free up a buddy of mine's schedule so that way I can go over to his house on Sunday? So because we have a game to stream. I see. So your wish is to be able to live stream the Steelers-Packers game on Sunday. Yes, Blood Demon, I will give you anything you want. Just please. I have never asked for anything more before in my life. It is done. And off he goes. Well, aside from that, let's see how well I do with predictions this week. I did pretty well last week. Hello, Steelers Nation. Welcome to another episode of Steelcast, a podcast where you don't have to be a Steelers fan. But it sure does help. I'm your Jose. Last week was my best week of predictions. Attack! And last week, I went a record-breaking 12-2, putting my record at 92-44 on the season. Sorry. I hadn't fully recovered, but I thank Wildflower for stepping in for me yesterday, and I hope you guys like his video and at what the playoff picture would look like. It's looking like right now, mid-season, and now we go back to our regularly scheduled programming, starting off with the Thursday night football game. You have the Carolina Panthers taking on the Chicago Bears. The Panthers getting their ever-living daylight knocked out of them by the Indianapolis Colts, whereas the Bears just was only a touchdown away from beating the Saints. Well, tying them, actually. 2-point conversion and a tie from winning. But that's either here nor there. I don't think he would have gotten it anyways. The Panthers, I am going to pick to win. And here's why. Justin Fields has not returned yet. At least, I don't think he has. And let's be honest here. Even if he did, even if he does, did you not see what Bryce Young did to the other Ohio State QB in CJ Stroud? He eats them for lunch and brunch. So I am going to be bold. And I'm going to pick the Carolina Panthers to win this game. First time I've done that all year. Do I have any faith in that? No. Mainly because of the Montez Sweat trade. And Bryce Young has no O-line to save his life. But that does not stop me from going bold, even when I know I'm probably going to be wrong. If Justin Fields does return, yeah, the Bears are probably going to win. But if he doesn't, and regardless if he does or not, he's got another Ohio State QB to snack on. Anyways, then you have the second Frankfurt, Germany game. You have the Indianapolis Colts taking on the New England Patriots. Patriots? Need I say more? I mean, they only lost by 3, to be fair. They lost to the Commanders. And the Colts, well, they just beat the crap out of Carolina Panthers, and they're probably going to win this game. So I'm going to pick the Colts. And we're moving on. Next up, you have the Houston Texans taking on the Kitty Goes Meow, the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals, well, Joey went off on the Bills Sunday night and ended up winning that game. And the Houston Texans put together a long game-winning drive to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last second. And it was great. I am going to pick the Kitty Goes Meow Bengals to win this because I know they are the better team. And the Bengals winning streak will continue. Then you have a bit of a difficult game to decide here. You have the New Orleans Saints taking on the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings! And pulled a little bit of a Baker Mayfield from last year. Baker Mayfield going into his first game with the Rams absolutely went off on the Raiders. And here, Josh Dobbs' first game with the Vikings, not even knowing half the team, wins a game for the Vikings. Our old Steeler friend does it again. Everyone aboard the Josh Dobbs train, baby. And then the Saints, well, they actually had an offense 2 weeks in a row, which is nice. You spoil me, Saints. You spoil me, their fans say. I am actually, believe it or not, going to pick the Saints to win. Vikings are going up against a little bit of a better defense in the Saints this week. And if the Saints can put together, another offensive showing, they can beat the Vikings. The Vikings don't have a very good secondary. So, sure, they have a solid offensive line, but they don't have a very good secondary. Their defense is like the 49ers, but not as good. So, I am going to be bold, pick the Saints. Another bold pick from me. And we'll see how these bold picks I'm making this week will shatter my confidence. It's like I said, I don't feel confident in these at all. Then you have the Grassy Tree Bowl. Both of these teams, Hall of Fame QBs, are officially not on their teams anymore. One's retired, one's has an Achilles tear. And now, 2 new QBs duke it out. A Super Bowl 45 rematch. You have the Green Bay Packers taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Packers beating the Rams last week, and it wasn't even remotely close. Jordan Love having an actual good game. Got points in the first half. Look at you guys making a progress after that big losing streak you guys had. And then the Pittsburgh Steelers, well, they won on Thursday night against the Titans. Having a little bit of an extra rest this week, having played earlier. And the Steelers' defense is really, really good. The O-line of the Packers is banged up. Could give Jordan Love some problems. The Packers have a weakened secondary with no Rasul Douglas being shipped off to the Bills. So I am going to be a homer. I'm going to pick the Pittsburgh Steelers to get the dub. Though back home in Pittsburgh before a 2-week away trip to division rivals. So Steelers, you better get the win here. I don't know how you're going to beat 2 division rivals on the road back to back. Then you have the Tennessee Titans taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Titans coming close against the Steelers. The Mayo Man, Will Levis, not throwing any touchdowns, but still looking pretty good. And then you have the Buccaneers, whose defense blew it at the last seconds. Going up against another rookie QB, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers offense. Apparently, their kryptonite is bad QBs. I'm telling you. Oh man, they're not looking so good right now. Especially on the defensive side of the ball. It's not a good defense, but they're slipping in momentum. They need to win this game. And the Titans lost Traylon Burks to a very big injury last week against the Steelers. So they're down one receiver. Whereas I don't know if the Buccaneers are severely injured at all. Again, this is another bold and tough to decide match. However, I will not stand by and not pick somebody. So I am going to go with the... Who am I going to go with? Oh my goodness. Who am I going to go with here? Because both teams are just equals right now. And both of these teams are slipping. But I think, the Titans, they're competitive. The Mayo Man is learning, and he's learning fast. His debut, he had 4 touchdowns thrown, which is like the third time a QB has done that in the NFL. The last one doing that was a Titans QB in Marcus Mariota, who is now backing up Jalen Hurts in Philly. So, and Baker Mayfield's not doing so hot right now, and his defense is not doing so hot right now in Tampa. So I'm going to go with Tennessee to win. It is a home game for Tampa, so they might come back and do something, but I've been impressed with the Mayo Man lately. So Mayo Man, you get another dub. And make sure you put a lot of mayo in your coffee this week, man. You're gonna need it. Then you have the Zack Attack game of the week. You have the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Both of these teams having bye weeks last week. But the Jaguars are at an advantage. They have the very, very big win streak going. And that win streak has been going since like week 3 or 4. Like they've, been going on a run. And the only thing that's been slowing them down is the offense turning over the ball a bit too much. But that defense is good enough to keep them in the games. But it won't be good. But if that happens, it won't be good enough to keep them in the game against the 49ers. The 49ers just traded for Chase Young, improving that pass rush. I don't know why they didn't get a secondary player like Crystal Douglas, but that's either here nor there. I do think that the Jacksonville receivers are enough to, get past that crappy secondary of the 49ers. But the 49ers have a lot of weapons, and that defense of the Jaguars is relatively young. So here's what I'm going to do. I am going to pick the San Francisco 49ers to rebound and get the dub. And it's time for the San Francisco 49ers to make their rebound. Let's do the same. And then the Battle of the North. you have the Cleveland Browns taking on the Baltimore Ravens. The Browns. Well, let's just say their defense shut out the Cardinals. They had one of the best, if not the best, defense in the league as of right now. They have a lot of points with the Colts in the previous week, but it's whatever, right? It's whatever. But don't give us the Baltimore Ravens, who just blew the ever-living crap out of the Seattle Seahawks and did the same thing to the Lions a few weeks back. So you're going up against a really, 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 really good defense in the Browns. But I think the Ravens can pull something out of their butts. So I am going to pick the Baltimore Ravens to win this game. It is a home game for the Ravens. It's a division game, so this could get a little bit wonky. But I don't see the Ravens slowing down anytime soon. Then you have the Atlanta Falcons taking on the Arizona Cardinals. Of the Falcons keeping it close against the Vikings, only leaving like 2 minutes left on the clock, but their defense, it should be good, but it's not. It's not. And then you have the Arizona Cardinals who got shut out by the the Browns. Yeah, the Falcons should win this game. Taylor Heineke should has enough firepower to beat the Cardinals. They've got this in the bag. Watch if I just put a permanent curse on the Falcons, Arizona Cardinals, you're welcome. Then you have the Detroit Lions taking on the LA Chargers. The Lions having a bye week last week, which was kind of needed considering they almost pick six the game to the Raiders. And the Chargers, well, they didn't charger it. They blew out a team again. Yay! Yeah, that's not going to matter, though. I am going to pick the Lions to win only because I think we are the better team. And sure, while the Chargers have blown 2 teams out 2 weeks in a row, they're not going to blow out the Lions. Lions are a good football team. Am I going to predict the Chargers to charger it? That would be pretty bold if I did, considering the momentum wave they're riding on. But knowing the history of the Chargers, it is very possible for them to charge it. And then you have the New York Giants taking on the Dallas Cowboys. The Giants, 6-30, so I don't think we need to talk about them. They got blown up by the Raiders. It was a rookie, guys. It was a rookie. And then guess what happened? Daniel Jones goes down with an injury for the rest of the season. They have no one at QB anymore. Whereas Dallas, they lost to the Eagles, short, but they could have won that game. The Eagles are trying to give it to them. Penalties, but they're frauds. So, whatevs. Cowboys win, Giants die, and the massacre just continues. Then you have the Washington Commanders taking on the Seattle Seahawks. The Commies getting a win last week against the New England Patriots. And let me tell you, Wildflower was happy, let me tell you. And then the Seahawks, well, they're not a very good bird, let me tell you. But I am going to pick them to win. Why? Because, the Ravens have a really, really good defense. The Commanders do not. They literally just traded away their 2 best defensive linemen. And, yep. Montez Sweat, Chase Young, pack up your bags and get out of here. Yep, so Seattle wins because the Commanders likely won't have a pass rush anymore. And, yeah. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Then you have the New York Jets taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders blew out a team. The Jets got blown out by a team. And yeah, I honestly don't know who's gonna win this Sunday night matchup. Both of these teams are bad, but one of them is less bad. And I'm gonna pick the Las Vegas Raiders to win this game because if Zach Wilson clearly is not Aaron Rodgers, but we already knew that. And sure, he's had a few lucky breaks, especially against the Bills week 1. However, the rookie QBs this year have been balling. So, Raiders, you get the win. And Devontae Adams is another happy Raider for another week before he requests a trade by the end of the season. I'm already calling it. Then you have the Monday night matchup, the last game we talk about this week. The Denver Broncos taking on the Buffalo Bills. Both teams. Well, I say both. The Bills suffered a loss last week against the Kitty Goes Meow. Denver just had a rest week. But technically, it was a bad week for them considering everyone in their division won. So, sorry, Denver. I don't think it's going to be any better because I do have the Bills having a bounce back week this week, which let me tell you, they very much need. So, Bills, you get your bounce back week this week against the Broncos, who are not a very good team. And then you get the momentum back and you keep this train a trucking. Why did it sound like that? It's fine. But let me know what you think down in the comments below. Who do you have winning this week? And let me know what your pick'em league record is down below in the comments. And I am Sack Attack. And as always, you're in Steelers country.